You know, for as long as most of us can remember, there's been one name, just one, that completely dominates the world of digital translation. But kind of quietly, in the background of this whole AI revolution, a brand new challenger has stepped into the ring, and it signals a huge shift in how we're all going to communicate across languages.
So, that brings us to the big question, right? After all these years of dominance, is the throne of the translation world actually up for grabs? Well, the answer is a little more complicated and, honestly, way more interesting than you might think.
Okay, so to really get what's happening in this battle, we first have to talk about the reigning monarch. For more than a decade now, Google Translate hasn't just been a tool, it's been the tool.
I mean, think about it. It's so woven into our digital lives that we barely even notice it's there anymore. Whether you're trying to figure out a menu in another country, read an international news site, or just make sense of an email, Google Translate has always been the default. It's the go-to, the undisputed champ.
And its power comes from this absolutely incredible arsenal of features. We're not just talking about typing in a few words here. It can literally look at a picture and translate the text on it. It can swallow entire documents whole. It can translate an entire website with just one click. It's built to be a digital Swiss Army knife for language.
But here's the thing. While the king was busy ruling its massive kingdom, a new contender appeared. And what's interesting is, OpenAI didn't show up with a bigger army or more weapons. It showed up with a completely different strategy.
Super quietly, OpenAI rolled out a dedicated web-based tool they're calling ChatGPT Translate. Now, this isn't some feature that's just buried inside the main chatbot. No, this is a standalone platform built for one thing and one thing only, translation. And it's aiming right for Google's crown.
All right, so right now it supports over 50 languages. And you might be thinking, hey, that's way less than Google. And you're right, but see, they're not playing the numbers game. Not yet anyway. Their whole bet is on quality. And this is where we get to OpenAI's secret weapon, the thing that could change everything, contextual translation. This is the real game changer. We're moving past just swapping words. This is about understanding the meaning, the intent behind the words, and then adapting that translation for a very specific situation. So what does that actually look like? Let me show you. Take a simple phrase. With just a click, ChatGPT Translate can rephrase it for a super formal business email or for a casual chat with a coworker. It gets that how you say something is often just as important as what you're saying.
And this one feature, it points to a much bigger difference, right? This isn't just about tools. It's a total clash of philosophies. Is it better to be able to translate everything, or is it better to translate a message perfectly for the person who's going to read it?
So, what it all boils down to is this. The game is changing. For people in business or academia or anyone doing professional work, a direct, literal translation can sometimes be awkward or even flat out wrong. The new frontier is all about adapting the language so your message doesn't just get there correctly, but it lands effectively.
Okay, this chart really lays it all out, side by side. You've got Google, which is all about breadth and quantity. It's the perfect tool for general, everyday stuff across any format you can think of. Then you have ChatGPT Translate, which is focused on depth and quality, really targeting folks who need that nuanced professional touch. Right now, Google's weakness can be that it's a little too literal, while OpenAI's is that it's just focused on text for now.
So, where does this all leave us? What's the future of the translation kingdom? Well, just like in any good story, the king isn't just going to sit back and watch. This new competition is already shaking things up. You didn't think Google was just going to let this happen, did you? Of course not. They've already announced they're integrating their own super powerful Gemini AI to make their translations way more accurate and to better understand the nuances of language. The challenger has basically forced the king to get smarter, and that's a win for all of us.
So let's bring this all back home. Why should you even care about this translation war? Because the entire field is leveling up. The fight isn't just about who can list more languages on their website anymore. It's about who can provide more intelligence. For professionals, this is absolutely huge. Suddenly, marketers can craft ad copy that's not just translated, but actually adapted for the culture and tone of each market. The future isn't just about being bigger, it's about being smarter.
And that really leaves us with the big question for the future, doesn't it? As we move forward, what's going to define the best translation tool? Will it be the one that knows the most words? Or will it be the one that truly understands what we're trying to say? The answer to that is probably going to shape how all of us talk to each other across the globe for years to come.